Welcome everybody, Samir and Jen from Kana Marketing. Today we're going to talk about the difference between tone and voice. Jen, I know this is something that is near and dear to your heart, and it confuses me, so tell us, what is the difference between tone and voice?
So your voice, think of your voice as something that you have all the time. It's your identity, it's your personality, it's who you are. You have the same voice all the time, but we're constantly using different tones. So there might be a tone between the way you and I talk and the way that I talk to my parents, the way that I talk to my friends. We're constantly using different tones, but the key is that voice stays consistent. The problem that a lot of brands have is that they don't know what their voice is, or they don't think about what their voice is, and so they come across inconsistent. Especially if you have a lot of hands in the pot, you're getting lots of people's different voices and you're not using a consistent voice. When you're thinking about your brand and you're thinking about your identity, who is your brand? You need to think about the way that you speak, the way that you write, and how you're presenting that brand to the world. So you think about, who is your brand? Are you fun? Are you academic? Are you very serious? Are you...
What if you're all of the above?
Well, and that's where tone comes into it, is because at different times you may be serious, or you may be, more fun and conversational, but that voice needs to carry through. So the key is not to let the identity change just because the tone changes. If we're talking about something very serious, like, I don't know, maybe legislation that has passed that affects the advertising industry, we're going to take a more serious tone, but our personality stays the same. What I really encourage brands to do is to really take a hard look into who are you before you take that even first step into marketing your business. You need to figure out what your baseline is. You need to figure out who you are, what you look like, what you sound like. What are people going to experience when they come to your website? Is that same experience the same when they talk to you on the phone, or is it completely different?
Right.
There needs to be continuity.
I also really personally like it when, even if you're dealing with a very serious topic, a little interjection of humor, so I guess the point I'm making is that sometimes tone can even shift within the course of a conversation or a written piece, just because those different vehicles like humor or seriousness can be used at different times to make a point, and it also keeps it fresh and keeps it from getting boring or stale.
Absolutely. And your voice should be able to, just like anything else with your brand, your imagery, your logo, anything like that, it should almost get to the point where it's immediately recognizable. If you're speaking or you're writing something and someone's reading it or hearing it, they should be able to recognize pretty immediately that this is Kana Marketing, or this is McDonald's, or this is Uber.
Well, it's funny, we were talking about NPR the other day, but I can, a lot of times, because I listen to it so much, I can tell just by the sound of the person's voice who the reporter is or what they're talking. Yeah, I think that's a good analogy.
And that's a good point to make too, is that within your brand you can have different voices that change a little bit, but they should remain consistent. So you and I both talk very conversationally, but if you read a blog by me or by you, it's very clear the differences, because I write differently than you, but we both stay within that Kana Marketing voice.
Perfect.